So, hi YouTubers. I just wanted to give you an update on my health situation. I know that back in May, maybe it was in June, I think it was May, I made a video about that I had gone to the hospital with some unknown kind of virus, and they did every test they could do. They did a heart test, liver test, kidney test, pancreas, they did my blood work, they even did a heart Doppler. And everything came back perfectly fine. There was nothing wrong with me except that I had high blood pressure. Now, I had a problem with high blood pressure about 10 years ago, and then I lost weight and got off the high blood pressure meds. And how I lost weight was I went to raw food and vegetarianism. So this time I figured, well, I already was doing raw food and already vegetarian. I mean, I ate meat very seldom. I didn't eat it all that often. I'm going to say like once every 3 or 4 months. So I recently was called back in to complete my test, and I had what's called a renal Doppler to do, which basically checks the arteries that go to your kidneys. Because anytime you have high blood pressure, you really have to look at, it's probably your kidneys. So they did this renal test, and then they said it was abnormal, and basically they didn't really give me an answer what it could possibly be, except for they said it was called, they said that I should look up something called renal artery stenosis. Then when I look it up, of course they're not going to tell me what it is right on the spot. They want my doctor to tell me what it is. So when I asked them what can I look on the internet, that's what they said. And so when I looked it up, I saw that renal artery stenosis is basically blocked arteries, like you know how you have blocked arteries in your that you could get by your heart, and then you would need bypass. Well, this is the same thing. Basically, cholesterol plaque builds up in your arteries, and it blocks off your kidneys, and then you go into kidney failure, and your kidneys won't work, and you need dialysis, or you need something called an angiogram, where they thread a balloon into your artery, and then they blow the artery up, like they make the, compress the plaque, and it opens up your artery. And sometimes they can put something called a stent, like it's a mesh little tube that they can put in there and hold the spot. And so I don't want to go the route of the stenosis with the stent and the angiogram opening up my artery. And the only other thing could be besides plaque would be tumors in my artery, which this can happen. They said it's super rare. When I spoke to the assistant of the doctor who did the Doppler, and I asked her what to look up, and then I asked her what's the remedy for that, and then she just said they put a balloon up your artery, which they cut a hole in your groin. Like they cut into the artery in your groin, and then they thread the balloon up there to where they need to put it. I definitely don't want that, especially since renal artery stenosis is totally curable on your own, and all you've got to do is go back to the raw food, but be strict about it. And if I have cholesterol plaque built up in my arteries leading to my kidneys, this is going to choke my kidneys off if I don't do something about it. So basically, the remedy for that is garlic. So raw garlic, raw onions. Yeah, it doesn't smell great when you eat that all day. And I'm talking like 2 cloves of garlic raw and a whole onion a day. To drink grape juice. So raw grape juice in the morning, because it has, I think it's called reverse-strol. I'm not sure the name of it, but basically the red color in the peels of the grapes. This helps to remove plaque from your arteries, one of the quickest ways. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I've been doing it for 2 weeks. And I can tell you that my blood pressure, the last video I made about my blood pressure was that my blood pressure was coming down just with drinking the water and the Himalayan salt. And I can tell you right now, when I woke up this morning, my blood pressure was 98/65, which is even a bit on the low side. Low blood pressure falls at 100/60. Mine was 98/65, so it's just about low. And I'm not on any medication. So as soon as I switched to the raw food completely and juicing, which it's really difficult to just go 100% raw like that, it's kind of like a shock to you, because if you're used to eating other foods, especially if you're used to having dairy, which I was having dairy, dairy just adds more, the plaque in my artery is calcified. That's the issue, and dairy just adds to that problem, because dairy doesn't actually calcium like we all think. Oh, we get calcium from our milk. That it's true, but it's not the way that we think it is. It's not good for our body. So the fact that my blood pressure came down so low after I started juicing and raw food, I can't even explain why when I went to the doctors, they didn't say, hey, Lori, you know, like, go see a dietitian. They didn't say, hey, Lori, go on a diet. They didn't say eat vegetables. They didn't say take any supplements. But I could tell you one thing, magnesium, if you're going to take magnesium, look up the right kind of magnesium for you. And magnesium basically, you know, when you're going to have a heart attack, if you're having a heart attack and you go to the hospital, they give you magnesium. If you're having a baby and you go into labor early, they give you magnesium to stop your contractions. The reason why, magnesium relaxes everything in your body. It relaxes your arteries, it relaxes your muscles. When you take an Epsom salt bath, this is magnesium. So if you have gone to the floating bath where they put like 2,000 cups of Epsom salts in this big giant egg pot and you float in there for an hour and you feel awesome after, this is the magnesium. You want to look into potassium because potassium controls your heart rate. My heart rate was always high. It was always like in the upper 70s and 80s. So right now it's down to 67. So I think that that's a gigantic improvement. I feel a lot better. I have to say that. I don't feel so wired up. And I just wanted to let you guys know about that it is a really serious condition. And for them, the only options they have for me is, oh, let's put you under the knife. But you guys know me. I'm not going to do that. And I really am going to prove to somebody, I'm going to prove to them that this is not the way to go. And you know what? I'm so happy I found out now because in all reality, I was going to refuse this test because when I had gone to the hospital back in May and they gave me the all clear that everything was fine and my kidneys are fine, I thought I might have had like kidney damage if that was the case, but I don't. So my kidneys are fine. Had I let this go, I mean, in all reality, they were going to just send me home, take the blood pressure medication, go home, and that's all. They told me it was my genetics. Now, had I listened to them and I took the medication, first of all, kidneys are something that you can't live without them. And I'm not going to ask my family members to give me one because I didn't take care of myself. So in all reality, the doctors, you know, when it's an emergency case, you know, if I had like a 95% blockage, I might have to do that. But I don't know how much blockage I have, and the fact that my blood pressure came down really super encouraging to me, and I feel good about that. Maybe I don't smell so good because of all the onions and garlic, but, you know, I've even tried to eat a little bit of fish just to get the omega oils, but I'm going to switch to chia seeds most probably and some other things to get the omegas. Definitely you want to get omega 3s because those make your blood a lot more slippery so it can get through the blockage a lot faster, and it also helps to clear up the plaque in the artery. So vitamin C is also good because it's an antioxidant and it's going to help keep your veins healthy and heal them while this is all going on. And I don't know why they would have just sent me home with the blood pressure medication, expect me to live on that. Well, I do know why. Obviously, money is involved here. You know, if I have a surgery or if my kidneys go and I need dialysis every single day of my life to run to the hospital and get my dialysis and come home and wait for my kidney transplant, obviously somebody's going to make money there, right? And not to mention my life insurance. You know, they're not going to have to pay me out. My retirement fund, if I die before, that's not going to have to pay me out. So, I mean, it's so weird how everything is just built up around money. So I'm just going to say I'm totally positive that I can change this. Even every morning, I take my blood pressure in the morning. Basically, before I get out of bed, that's the best time to take it. It's called the basal blood pressure. You take it then, that's your true blood pressure. And then what I do is I meditate for half an hour, and my meditations are basically just, yes, I thank God. I say prayer to start with, to thank God, and then I go ahead and picture my blockage, and I picture myself scrubbing it with a scrub brush, you know, and trying to clear it out. And every day I do both sides, for both kidneys, and then I thank my heart, and that's about it. I thank the universe that, you know, I found out now, because had I just let this go and take the doctor's advice of taking the medication and just doing that and keeping the problem, I could guarantee you that 10 years my life would be very different and I would be a very sick person. So yes, I missed my trip to Jamaica. That really sucked. I still didn't get over that. It really hurt me a lot to miss that trip with my husband and my daughter. It was the first time she was taking the plane. We haven't been on vacation together in like a few years, and that was like our honeymoon spot, you know. So for sure, that really bothered me. But in exchange for that vacation that I missed, I mean, they went without me, so I missed it. In exchange for it, I got to find out this news, and it's bad news. But I'm definitely going to tell you that I'm not going to be put down by that, and I am going to like rise above it, and I am going to fix it, and I'll document everything that I need to document, and you know, hope that all goes well. So everybody keep yourselves healthy and keep drinking your juice and eating your veggies, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. So leave me a message, write me an email, subscribe to my channel, and bless you everybody. Take care.